Fuyu is a man of few words. From her school days, she was considered a calm person in the eyes of her friends. Compared to others, Fuyu shows very little emotion. On the road of cherry blossoms, for some reason, it suddenly snowed. She meets a strange white-haired guy with frozen feet. Because there was a new employee welcome ceremony today, he was a little nervous, so much so that his legs were frozen and he couldn't move. Fuyu brought hot tea and tried to pour it on his feet but couldn't. She wants to offer him a glass of water and a piece of gum. The two talked for a while, and he finally spoke up. This guy is actually a descendant of the Snow Queen. If the mood is unstable, it will freeze. After thanking each other for the cup of tea, the two said their goodbyes. Remember before, friends commented that Fuyu was very calm, never surprised, and probably didn't like anyone. But meeting the type of person she had never met in her life made her wonder if she would ever see him again. As for the icy guy, the chilling tension had happened many times, but this was the first time meeting such a friendly and gentle person. When he arrived at the company, he was surprised because that girl appeared right in front of him. The two men coldly greeted each other. But in fact, in his head, he was extremely surprised by this meeting. A girl who suddenly saw snow from behind was very happy. She is a descendant of Yoshio's Komori. And the descendant of the Snow Queen is named Haimuro, and this guy is a Seiji. Back home, Fuyu talked to the cat again as usual. She confided that she met many people today and had a feeling that everything would change in the future. Then she turned to look at the moon. Haimuro is also looking at the moon and hoping tomorrow will come soon. The next day, due to overwork, Himuro's snow spread out, making Fuyu a bit cold. Noticing the picture of the flower, she guessed that he was very fond of flowers. Yes, but every time they get close, they freeze, so he can't touch the flowers. Back home, Fuyu searched something on the internet. The next day, she brought to the company a bag of straw, which is very good so that the plants do not wilt. So you can use it to touch flowers. Fuyu deliberately chooses the earliest train so as not to disturb everyone. This was the first time she saw Himuro smile. As soon as he left, he immediately blushed because of that item. During the lunch break, Haimuro was so intently observing something that snow covered the surroundings again. It turns out that he really likes cats, but if he gets too excited, he will create ice and snow, so he can't touch them. Haimuro always feels comfortable watching cat videos. Fuyu let him see his cat for him. The next day to the company, she brought some cat whiskers, which she picked up one by one and collected them for him. Hope good things come to you. Back home, Haimuro thinks Fuyu is too kind, so he wants to do something for her. The next day, he brought chocolate as a gift to Fuyu. It's the dish that Fuyu once said he wanted to try. She knew that this was sold out in many places and could not be purchased. Haimuro just said that I got it by accident. Thank you Himuro for making him so happy. Fuyu also said his snowman is cute. Haimuro lost documents today, so the mood went downhill. Each time, Haimuro would lock himself in the snow house. Although the head of the department said to handle it again tomorrow, he still seriously tried to find a way to do it again. Fuyu asked him how he would work overtime and offered to help him. He replied no need. However, when everyone had left, Fuyu gave Haimuro a can of coffee, advising him not to work too hard. Receiving a gift from her made him very shy. The next day, Seiji's face was red from a cold. Haimuro advises him to leave soon, but unfortunately the to-do list is still a lot. Seeing that, Haimuro decided to do it for him, so that his colleagues could leave early. Fuyu happened to see him and complimented him for being so kind. It has been a month since 4 new people joined the company. Haimuro brought all the things Fuyu gave him to decorate his house, even coffee cans. Travel locations for the new employees have been decided. It was in Okinawa. Komori is very excited, wants to go shopping, prepares for this trip. On Himuro's side, it was different, he seemed to be weak from anxiety. He was afraid that during the trip he would not be able to control his emotions. He can't go in case the whole beach is frozen. He always wishes to one day enjoy the wonderful sound of the ocean waves. Fuyu immediately went back to searching the net. The next day, she brought a homemade item. Just shake it up and you will hear the sound of ocean waves. You can use it to familiarize yourself with the sound of the waves and calm your heart. Then, whether at home or at work, Haimuro practiced, slept, and imagined the beach scene. After a long training session, it was finally time to travel. The first morning they will have to exchange and learn from each other's experiences. In the afternoon, Komori excitedly and refreshed the whole group went to the beach. Haimuro does not tolerate high temperatures, so he needs to stay in the shade. But also thanks to Furu's drum, he was able to enjoy the beautiful sea view. Furu used to come here and in high school, but because of the storm hit, he ended up only staying in the hotel. So this time she did a lot of research and made some travel books by herself and shared one with him. Although she didn't show any emotion on her face, she was looking forward to this trip. The pet sitter just sent a picture of the cat Furu, so she showed it to him. After that, the group returned, continued their work, and went sightseeing and had fun with colleagues. At night, Haimuro chose to buy a statue. But Furu was also planning to buy that one, so he gave it to her. Therefore, she wants to choose another one for him and asks if this one is cute. Haimuro can't control the emotion that makes the snow come. This makes passers-by imagine this is a man-made tourist area. At night, Haimuro thought about his really happy day. The next morning, the weather forecast announced that Okinawa today will receive a record heat wave in history. Haimuro ran to buy ice cream and ice, but the air conditioner in the store just broke. Towards the other three who were going to have breakfast. Hearing that Haimuro had a strange behavior after seeing the weather forecast, Furu understood that he was looking for him. It was very hot today. At that time she felt a cold air and heard a small voice calling nearby. Haimuro was hiding in the shade of a tree and his whole body was shrunk from melting. Haimuro searched online. There is only one convenience store 2 kilometers away. Furu told him to wait there. She took from the breakfast's dessert. Furu watched him eat. Normally, Haimuro is much taller than her, but today he is so cute. Furu wanted to pat his head and asked him. Haimuro agreed. She gently stroked his hair, making his face red. Then Haimuro returned to his body, startling Furu to return to breakfast. During working hours, she kept thinking about the image of him patting his head, making her very confused. Haimuro is the same way. In the evening, the whole group ate together, but Komori regretted that there was a fireworks show today. Dinner ended, everyone was about to go home, but Furu wanted the group to go for a walk together. But she drags everyone to the mountains. Furu kept it a secret until he reached the top of the mountain, heard fireworks. They just found out that this is a very beautiful secret viewing place that only local people know. Furu discovered it while writing a travel notebook. Komori then invited the group to take a commemorative photo together. After taking a lot of photos for a while, Fufu tried to find out if there was a good one, but accidentally found a picture I took of Haimuro. The story of this photo will be kept secret. As for Haimuro, he wishes to see fireworks with Furu next year. As of today, the new staffing department is still only temporary. So starting tomorrow will be the official decision. Hearing this, Haimuro was worried because he was afraid that he would have to separate and work in different departments. As for Furu, looking at her phone wallpaper, it's the first time she's seen how close they are. And also look forward to working in the same department together. Haimuro is waiting for the part assignment notification to be sent. The first 3 names on the list of the same division are Haimuro, Seiji, and Komori. Haimuro surfing to the last name is Furu is happy. Until looking at the map of the seat location, Haimuro was surprised. They sat right next to each other. Returning home that night, Haimuro thought about all the things Furu had done for her and cared for her. Haimuro really wanted to do something in return. While on the train, he came across a suggestion of a restaurant that expressed gratitude to others. Komori is a descendant of foxes, so he loves to eat beans. She wonders what Furu's favorite food is, when Haimuro overhears that Furu is not picky, so she likes everything. So he decided to invite her to dinner. During Himuro's working hours, Korean food and Japanese food were mentioned. Which one do you like? But whatever she likes. Just because of this, Himuro was scared all day. Back home he searched for the 50 best restaurants in Tokyo. But when he went to Himuro Company, his whole body froze because of stress. Fudo realizes that he's always been like this lately, so he wants to help Himuro relax. She squeezed his feet, making Himuro very shy. Himuro then took a deep breath and invited her to have dinner with him. Fudo was a bit awkward, but still accepted. It wasn't until Himuro left that she wondered, is it a date invitation? Himuro sighed, called immediately to book a table. Fudo put on some makeup and went with Himuro to the restaurant. Being praised by her for delicious food made him secretly happy in his heart. Himuro was thinking, why is she so pretty? But Fudo wondered what he was thinking and wondered if he was bored. Being with someone who was not as skillful as me. Two people sitting and knowing what to talk about. Suddenly Fudo got a phone call. Fudo came out to answer the phone. At that moment, the restaurant staff asked if he was going on a date today. This makes Himuro a bit awkward. Fudo just arrived. Himuro asked if you heard it all. Then Fudo shyly nodded. The next day when going to the company, Himuro kept thinking about last night's dinner without noticing that Seiji was talking. While Komori was asking Fudo what he thinks of Himuro because he often sees the two of them together. Meanwhile Himuro is eavesdropping outside the door. Fudo must admit that I am very interested in Himuro. Once done, Himuro offered to exchange contact information and the two started their first messages. Fudo is also happy to have gotten closer to him. She wants to take a picture of her cat for Himuro to see. This makes Himuro very happy. The next morning, Himuro woke up with an energetic good morning message for Himuro. Entering the company, I happened to see Fudo's phone lock screen is a photo of people taking pictures of fireworks. But Himuro doesn't know that her home screen wallpaper is also his image in a small version.